The final speaker for today has lots of cool stuff to say, but 10 minutes ago he made a demand that while I make my final stand, I should introduce him in verse, which should rhyme most of the time. So this verse is the inverse of my intro so far, and so if this speaker was a car, he would drive in reverse and make many people curse. But that's well worth the price of doing something awesome instead of just nice. Without further ado, you've all got stuff to do. The speaker who's so funny and crazy like a Duracell bunny, let the applause burst for Dave Birss.
Well done. Oh, I've never had an intro like that before. I'm happy. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Hello, Serbia. All right, you are still awake. Thank you. You guys are the hardcore ones. You've made it to the end. It's brilliant. You know, I've never been described as being like the Duracell bunny before. I think maybe it's because I'm a bit pink, I'm really annoying, and I just go on and on and on. So this is my first time in Belgrade. So I decided that I should prepare, and I got a couple of phrases. So, ja nisam Ingles. Ja sam Škot. Yeah, thank you. And I'm hoping that I don't have to use the next one that I prepared. Žao mi je, molim vas ne možete mi udariti. Did that come across? Did that work?
Sort of.
Oh, sort of, yeah, basically, yeah, don't hit me, please, I'm sorry. You know, today is everything about ads that we love. And that's a great thing. So, what I want to talk about is, you know, let's make stuff that people love. That is the exact opposite of most advertising. Most advertising is, let's make people love stuff. That's different. So if you've got, let's make people love stuff, the attention arrow, all the focus there is on the brand, it's on the client, it's on the person who's advertising. If you are making stuff that people love, your focus is on the audience. Now, naturally, clients, when they're spending money on stuff, they think it's all about them. You know, they think that we're spending money, we can say what we want in this space. And you know, in many ways they can. But what they really should be doing is not talking about themselves, but talking to the audience and working out what it is that's right for the audience. So today, you're going to be seeing some incredible pieces of digital advertising. You're going to be hearing what I think about them, why I think they're so great. You'll be getting a little taste of where I think maybe the future of digital advertising is going. And I'll be touching on a little bit of science, maybe a little bit of psychology. Depends how we go here. I've not entirely worked it out myself. So who the fuck is this guy? Is what you're thinking. I used to be an advertising creative director and a digital creative director. And I'm not anymore. Thank you. Thank you. Because saying that gives me I get a little, in my heart, I've got a little pair of hands going, yes. You know, I'm not anymore, and that means I can say what I actually think. Because I've not got an agency or saying, oh, you can't say that. You might upset some of the clients. Fuck the clients. I'm not working for an agency anymore. I can say what I want. So let's actually just cut to the chase. I don't do that anymore. Now I do TV shows and I write books and I consult for clients and I sleep in a lot. And I sometimes get dressed before I work. It's a beautiful thing. So let's cut to the chase. Let's be honest. Right, okay, here we go. How many of you in the last 24 hours, because I know you've all been online, has anyone here not been online in the last 24 hours? Anyone here? Anyone here? No hands going up. You've all been online. So in the last 24 hours, how many of you have seen a piece of digital advertising that's made you go, I'm going to buy that? Right, how many hands in the air? How many hands? Not a single fucking one. All right, okay, in the last week, how many of you have seen a piece of digital advertising that's made you go, I'm going to buy that? Look at one. Right, in the last month, how many of you have seen a piece of digital advertising that makes you go, I'm going to buy that? The last month, okay. In the last year, how many of you have seen a piece of digital advertising that made you go, yeah, I'm going to buy that, I'm going to buy that? Okay, right, we're kind of getting somewhere now. But really, not many hands. And is that because you guys think, hey, we're in the industry, we don't fall for that stuff? Is that what you're thinking? It is, isn't it? It is. Do you know what? You're not special. Everyone thinks that. You ask any of your friends who aren't in the industry, who are nothing to do with digital advertising or marketing, you ask them, does this stuff work on you? And they'll all say, no, that stuff doesn't work on me. It doesn't work on you, it doesn't work on them. Well, do you know why there were so few hands going up when I was asking about that? There's your answer. Now, I think that is because the majority of advertising has made this problem that I talked at the beginning. The majority of digital advertising has made this problem, where they think that it's the brand, I can talk all about me, it's all about me, it's all about me. Look at this washing powder, buy this, sale ends Tuesday. You know, it's that kind of stuff, it's all about me. And it's not focused enough on the audience, the people who are actually consuming it. But listen, to come to your defense, to come to everyone in the industry's defense, most of just about anything is shit. Most films are absolute crap. Most music is just terrible. Most normal TV ads are just painfully bad. You know, most food is unpalatable. Sorry? Not in Serbia? Okay. Fair enough. That was a good point. So, most of everything is shit. Most people... No, let's not go there. Let's not go there. So, I want to show you that advertising, online advertising, when you mention this to people, people usually think first, they think banners. Don't they? Don't they? Yeah, think banners. Creatives in the industry have just lost interest in banners, and I want to show you. I want to show you this. There was a blog that I used to go to quite a lot when I was creative director of a digital agency. Banner blog. Have any of you been along to Banner blog? Oh, there's a few. And Banner blog, that's where you would find the most interesting banner ads. You know, it really was fantastic. You would get to see amazingly creative stuff on Banner blog. And then about 4 years ago, it all started to slow down. And they put up this message, which I shall read to you. It was every week we'd get submissions like this. Now it's once a month. This is part of the reason for branching outside of just banners to continue to update content. Maybe the lure of awards will bring back the banner ad as the space has become less and less competitive versus other areas like experiential. You basically have to blow up a building to impress the judges. So they were saying that banner advertising, they just weren't getting decent stuff through. Nobody was interested anymore. People weren't creating interesting banners. So they had to kind of, with Banner blog, they had to start talking about other stuff that weren't banners, but just so they had stuff to post. And that's sad, that a media channel can be, that the creatives can just abandon a media channel like that. And to show you, there's an awards that I'm a big fan of, the D&AD Awards, and I've judged the D&AD Awards, and I do lectures for D&AD, and I'm a big fan of the awards. Right, this is how many banner ads got an award in 2011. Okay, one. Okay. Right. This is 2011 and 2012. Okay, I think, okay. Right, as you can see, I've kind of screwed up my animations here. You're having to go through it every single time. 2011, 2012, 2013. Great. So one each year, right? 12, 2013, 2014, none. 2015, none. 2016, oh yes, we got one last year. Fantastic. So 2016, we actually got a banner being awarded in D&AD. And I want to show you this banner because I think it's actually very good, because it's playing with the technology that's absolutely of the moment. It's absolutely now. So the great thing is you don't have to listen to me talk all the time. I'm going to be showing you little films and then talking about them. So pull out your popcorn, slip your shoes off. No necking in the back row. Here we go. This is a Postit Notes banner ad. Let's see.
Retargeting banners, they keep coming back to you with the same shoe. Again and again and again. We love them, right? But what if we could get rid of the evil part of this technology and keep all the good? How? By using it for something we purposely stick in front of our eyes. Post-it notes. See this banner? Write your notes right inside it. Confirm and just continue browsing. Now you'll start seeing your notes instead of retargeting banners. Easy? Not really. There's a smart script behind this tiny banner that uses the same technology big websites use to hunt you down and show you the stuff you've only looked at once. There's also a bunch of placements on the most frequently visited websites, so you'll meet your posted stickers wherever you go. Click on any of your notes and you'll land on a posted page, where you can create more stickers, manage, or delete them all. Did it work? Yes. This was one banner campaign people definitely did not hate. It even went far beyond the actual media reach. With users asking to be exposed to banners. See, letting banners follow you isn't so bad after all. More Post-it notes, less noisy banners.
So, as I was saying about what makes a good ad and what makes a bad ad, right? What makes a bad ad? It's the client going, me, look at the stuff that I've got, buy this stuff, please buy this stuff's available now. And then good advertising is all about the audience. Hey, you're the audience, we're doing something that's of value to you. Here, be entertained. Here, learn something. Here, have money off. Here, we're giving you a helping hand. These were so good as pieces of advertising because they weren't really pieces of advertising. These were tools that were of use to the audience themselves. Now, this is what happens when you take the attention arrow and you take it away from the client going, me, we're paying for this, for fuck's sake, to the audience, who are the people who actually you're trying to persuade, the people you're actually trying to talk to, the people you're trying to build a connection with. I think these are absolutely fantastic ads. So we've got a bit of retargeting, which programmatic as well. Do you know, programmatic is absolutely fantastic technology, isn't it? The fact that we can take advertising and we can get it to the right people at the right time for the right price. Brilliant. But I tell you what, this is a problem. That all of the focus, because of targeting, and I've seen this in the industry around the world, because of programmatic, clients are going, yes, brilliant, we can do that. And you know what? They're not investing in creative ideas. They're not investing in proper strategic thinking. All they're doing is thinking, we can get our message in front of the right people at the right time. But their message is crap. But programmatic is fantastic. Because we just need to redress that balance and understand that if we're talking to the right people at the right time for the right price, we also need to have the right idea. And we have completely neglected, in the last couple of years, I've felt in the industry, the proper, decent ideas that use programmatic properly. So I want to show you one. This is some nice stuff from The Economist. How many people wish that they'd done that? I do. I think it's brilliant. And I'll tell you one of the things that I think is so good about that. It's the old way of doing things in advertising, is you go, well, we've got a launch date. So what we're going to do is before the launch date, we're going to do all the thinking, we're going to do all the creative work, we're going to get everything ready, get all the assets ready, and then launch date, we're off to do something else. That can launch, we're off to work on another job. You know, that's the way it works in agencies. It's not the way it worked with this, and that's what made this so special. Launch date was when most of the real work started here, because they were then looking at the news stories and the creative guys were coming up with stuff as quick as they could. And by creative guys, I also mean creative girls, okay? We need more women in the industry, desperately. So this is brilliant, because launch day was that you ladies like that. You want more women in the industry. Yes, I want more women in the industry. This was fantastic because it meant that they could do stuff that was so relevant. The ideas were relevant. They were to the minute. That is absolutely fantastic. How much more powerful is that than having done stuff weeks before that then launches? That's just beautiful. And that's the kind of thinking we need to do. And this is using programmatic in a really interesting way. That's the kind of stuff that I want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to look at some trends, some movements that I see happening in the last couple of years that I think are going to continue forward. And we'll look at these and I'll show you some examples of work and we'll sort of discuss maybe why they're so good. So one of these is to create your own media space. Instead of just going, right, we'll buy banner space and we'll do that and we've got that, or we'll buy whatever other space there. We actually create our own media space to be able to talk to consumers. And don't think of the way that to talk to consumers is through media channels. The way to talk to consumers is at the right moment. There's an exercise that I sometimes do with brands, and I get them to map out a day in the life of several of their audience. So we describe several people who could be in their audience that they want to talk to. And we create these timelines on the wall that goes from the morning, when they wake up, all the way through the day. Lunch, dinner, evening, going to bed. And we sort of kind of map out the day for each of these personas that we create. And then I give them 3 stickers. And the 3 stickers say, fuck off on them. And they have to then position someplace in the timeline where the client would say to the brand, oh, would you just fuck off? Do you know what? It's really easy. Every single one of them can go through and go, yep, no problem. They wouldn't want us there. Yep, wouldn't want us there. Wouldn't want, if you get any more. And then I give them 3 stickers that say, fuck yeah. And these are the points when the consumer would go, yeah, do you know what, brand, you could help me at this point. I'd welcome your help at this point. And they very often struggle to put 3 on a timeline. And it's a real fantastic reality check for clients to be able to go, yeah, we're not always welcome. And it gets them to focus on the moments that they can be of most use, they can add most value to the lives of their users, of their audience. And creating your own media space can be an opportunity to do that. So, here's an example.
Most people still think mayonnaise is only good for sandwiches. And even though Hellmann's has been successfully teaching new uses to consumers, one challenge still remained: the point of sale. We needed to take advantage of the moment when customers have all the right ingredients at hand. Hellmann's recipe receipt. If there's Hellmann's in your shopping cart, there's a recipe on your receipt. The software was installed in around 100 cash registers at a major supermarket chain. The consumers do their groceries as usual. At the cash register, the software recognizes the Hellmann's flag, quickly combines Hellmann's with other purchased products, and generates a custom recipe instantly printed on the receipt. Beef, onions, tomato, Hellmann's. Fill it with onion sauce. Chicken, parsley, curry, Hellmann's. Chicken fingers with curry. Manioc, sausage, egg, Hellmann's. Yucca balls.
Não, eu paguei, estava recebendo a nota fiscal e quando eu olhei já tinha uma receita da Hellmann's. Filé de peixe com molho especial. 500 gramas de alcatra cortada em bifes, uma colher de chá de sal, meia xícara de maionese Hellmann's.
Temos alface, é exatamente o que eu estou levando. É muito engraçado.
Pronto, meu jantar está resolvido.
The software was installed in all cashiers for over 3 months. In the first month alone, the sales increased 44% and thousands of recipes were printed, teaching people how to use Hellmann's to prepare salads, meats, sauces, pastas, and even sandwiches.
So I think that's quite an interesting way. It's digital technology, isn't it? But how many of you would actually have thought of doing something like this? That is the question. Because I want to push you beyond what you think digital is. I think this is what digital agencies have got permission to do. But they're thinking too much about the channels, and they're sticking within the channels. And when you define yourself by your channel, you've got your focus wrong. Because you should be defining yourself, think of your channel as plumbing. All right? That's just the pipes that get the message from the brand to the audience. Now, we know that we've got some really powerful pipes, particularly with programmatic. We can get to the right people. It's fantastic. Don't focus on the pipes. It's what flows through the pipes that matters. And unfortunately, what's flowing through these pipes right now is mainly sewage. We don't want that. So I think that this is an interesting kind of idea. Do you know, I sort of realized that I was going to, in my introduction, sort of say that I wrote a book. It's nothing to do with this. I just found it in my back pocket when I was doing that there. Nothing to do. So I wrote a book. Anyone want it? There you go. Oh, nearly took your eye out. Sorry about that. I sort of see here that they're kind of ready to pack up already. They're wanting me to sort of finish off afterwards. I'll maybe sort of tidy up a little bit while we're watching the next film. So I want to encourage you to think beyond the media channels, because I think that when we define ourselves by media channels, we are really limiting our opportunities, our creative opportunities. We're limiting the moments that we can actually talk to the consumers. We're limiting our ability to add value to the audience. So let's think beyond the media channels. And actually think, if we get a great idea can come from any place in the marketing landscape, any part of the advertising spectrum, the great idea can come from. And then you want to bring that idea alive in as many different channels as possible. And that's what this ad does, this campaign.
IKEA will pay you to have the new 2012 catalogue in your home. Sign up online to start receiving your monthly rent checks to spend at IKEA.
I'm looking for somewhere to rent. I don't need a lot of space. 22 centimeters by 20, that should be plenty. I will pay you to sit on the arm of your sofa, to lie on your coffee table, or to curl up beside your bed.
It's an exciting time. My IKEA catalogue arrived while I was away.
It's renting space in your place.
Yes, it rented space in my letterbox for quite a while.
That idea could have come from a digital agency. I don't believe it did, but it could have done. Why not? Look how much lovely digital media there was in that. But the most important thing is the idea worked across every single media channel. And that is what a great idea does. Very often what happens is we've siloed marketing so much into advertising and PR and digital and then maybe apps and then social. And what's happening is all the agencies with their own agenda are then going back to the client and saying, this is what we think you should do. And I think that that creates a really fractured, crap experience. I really think that that is awful for audiences. You're missing so many opportunities there. This is lovely. And let's be honest, that's nothing more than vouchers. That's all that is. It's just money off coupons. And it was just done in such a beautiful way. I'm going to skip the next one. This was an amazing thing. It's worth looking up. Jeff Bridges' Sleeping Tapes. He created an album of music to sleep by. And it was absolutely fantastic. So I recommend you look that up. But right, One of the things I used to say to my creative departments when I was creative director of digital agencies is I'd say, I want it more analog. This is just too digital for me. I want it more analog. I want it to make me feel something. And I love digital work when it isn't digital, when it is analog, when it actually spills over into the real world. And this is something that the first time I saw this, it made me cry. I think it is beautiful. So feel free to get your tissues ready. This is one of my favorite campaigns of all time.
We built Chalkbot together so that people from everywhere can spread messages of hope and cancer survival to the entire world at the Tour de France, on the streets. It's a fully pneumatic robot. We're all friends working on the development of it, so it's literally friends working together, building a really cool thing that millions of people are going to be able to see and experience and interact with.
The way that people treat things changes a lot once it's physical. People will feel a lot more connected to the message that they send. So it's not just a throwaway text. It's not just a, yo, I'm sorry, right? It's, you know, now it's somewhere, right? Now it's something.
To print a message in sort of memoriam of a lost loved one, or in honor of someone fighting cancer, and see that appear on the road in a Tour de France that they could never participate in physically, that has the power to be very comforting, I would say.
As a software person, you're just constantly cranking out HTML, you're cranking out images, you know, you've got whatever. It's rare that you end up with something that's actually potentially really important to somebody. So it's just like a really good feeling.
So as you see, the riders are going all over the yellow chalkbot there. Let me remind you, while the Nike chalkbot follows the road to the Tour de France, you can follow the Nike chalkbot at home on Twitter or at weareyellow.com.
There's so much that campaign has going for it. I love that it starts in digital. So you can see it started with text messages and banners and Facebook, and they had a website you could put messages in. So everything started with digital. And then they took that digital message and they made it physical. And they took that physical thing and they took a picture of it with a GPS tag. And they made that digital by sending that to the people who put it in the first place. That is just incredible. It started and ended with digital, and in the middle, they gave people a connection with a sporting event that they wouldn't normally be able to have a connection with. They were able to see cyclists going over the top of their message. They were able to say something that actually meant something really deep to them. I don't think it gets more powerful than that. I think that's just fantastic. So my recommendation is make your digital stuff as analog as possible. I'll skip this one. All right. Social media. Ah, man. Social media. How many of you here would say you work in the field of social media? Let's get some hands. We've got, right, that's good. It's a good sort of third of you probably there. Social media is something that I've got a big love for and a big hate for all at once. And I think one of the problems, again, I was talking about the pipes, and I think that a lot of social media agencies have concentrated on the pipes. The pipes are Twitter, the pipes are Instagram, the pipes are Facebook. Okay, these are channels, these are social channels. And I have been advising some of the big social agencies. And one of the things that I've said to them, kind of an analogy for these, for how we should deal with stuff and how it's currently being dealt with. A lot of it, if you imagine that a pool of water is your audience, that's the people in social media maybe that you're connected with through your brand. And what a lot of them are doing is they're kind of going in and just trying to create little ripples in that water by saying things like, hey, it's Friday, we like Fridays. Give us a thumbs up if you like Fridays. You've seen those messages, haven't you? And did they make you scream swear words in your head when you saw them? That's what they do to me. You know, it's like, oh, here's a picture of a kitten. We like kittens. You know, it's just so crap. It makes me angry. And you know what? When you're creating these little ripples, but oh, look at this cute puppy. It's just when you're doing this stuff, it's just ripples. It makes no real effect on anyone, and it certainly doesn't drive to sales. And what I've been saying to these companies the last few years is, look, see your big pool there? Stop doing this. Get a fucking rock and throw it in the pool, and you know what happens? People notice. And you get a big splash, and you get big waves, and it spills over the edge, and people who aren't in your pool still get wet. And that's big things. That's what you need to do. That is what social's about. It's generating conversation, giving people stuff to talk about. Not, oh, look at the way this baby laughs. You know, it just makes me so angry. So here's something that I think is quite a nice disruptive use of social media. And what makes that so right is the fact it feels so wrong. It's shocking and just brilliant. And talking to the audience in absolutely the right way. Give people something to talk about. Because when that comes through and a melanoma likes your picture, you're not going to keep that to yourself, are you? You're going to say, oh, shit, look at this. You know, you're not going to keep that to yourself. That is what social's all about. Oh, look, when they slice this kiwi fruit, it looks like a nice face. Right. What I really like, I'm a guy who, I started off in advertising, and one of the things I've been doing the last few years is doing the bits in between the ads. And it's quite an interesting thing to move from doing the things in the ad breaks to now I write, present, direct TV shows and things. So that has been quite an eye-opener, because what you're trying to do is create something absolutely for the audience. It feels right. And because of that was part of my frustration with the ad industry, is because I knew that a lot of money was being spent on stuff that actually wasn't working. That was a complete waste of money. So there's opportunities to do stuff that's sort of interesting pieces of entertainment, that are high-value entertainment that's got brand within it. And one of the things that I've been talking about the last couple of years is actually looking at how brands can get involved in broadcast. Because they can. It's just that they don't. Because they've kind of feel that they've been ghettoized to the advertising break. There's interesting ways of brands creating great content. And I think the web's a great way of doing that at the moment. You don't need a broadcast channel because you've got the web. And this is just a brilliant, interactive, very fun thing to do. Type R.
Honda, renowned for its reliability, safety and engineering, has another side. A side born out of racing. This side is personified in the new Civic Type R. With desire for the Honda brand in decline, we needed to show the other side of Honda to the world, and critically, presented as part of the Civic range rather than a separate division. Most importantly, we didn't want people to just see our other side, we wanted them to feel it. To achieve this, we created an interactive dual narrative film on YouTube. At first glance, it's the story of a father picking his daughter up from school and taking her to a party in the Civic. However, when viewers press R on a keyboard or tablet, the other side of Honda is revealed. By night, the man is an undercover cop, playing getaway driver for a group of thieves in the Civic Type R. The two linked stories run in perfect parallel, and viewers were able to switch between narratives, putting them in the driving seat. Online, the other side broke simultaneously in 16 markets. Print and social media built intrigue and excitement. Easter eggs such as a cameo by rally driver Tarquini fueled conversation with fanboys, while a trailer on TV and cinema drove a mainstream audience to the experience online. The other side picked up reviews from a spectrum of influential sources. The film also made the front page of Reddit, a site that normally loathes commercial work. But most importantly, the other side affected desire for the Civic range. Those who experienced the other side were twice as likely to consider a Civic for their next car as to those who hadn't. Experience the other side for yourself.
So, that was a pretty nice experience. If you haven't seen it, you can go online and do that. You know, that's something that's of value to the audience. Remember what we're talking about? The attention over here, the old way of doing it, the attention is completely on the brand and the people that are buying the stuff. Okay? They think they just talk about them, because they bought the space. The good stuff is really of value to the audience. It's entertaining, it offers them discounts, it makes things easier for them, it's of value to them. And that's what this is, wonderfully entertaining. Be on this side, please be on this side. So I'm going to skip over that, and I just want to leave you with one point, because we are a creative industry. And I think that as a creative industry, we embarrassingly get stuck in ruts, and we end up doing the same kind of stuff. And we think that because other agencies are doing this kind of stuff, then we should be doing this kind of stuff the same as them. And we kind of fall into the trap of being like everyone else. We're a creative industry. We need to be redefining ourselves. We need to be looking at what is we think we are and changing. You know, if you want to be noticed, you don't do what everyone else is noticing, what everyone else is doing. You stand out. You do something completely different. Why is it, as agencies, we are all being the same, doing the same, acting the same? We should not be doing that. We should always be looking to be different. So I want to leave you with something here. Just bear with me a second. And then this will make it seem as if this was actually meant. Who would have thought? Eh? Who would have thought? My challenge for all of you is actually tomorrow, or even tonight. No, have beers tonight. Let's not do it tonight. Tomorrow, when you're a little bit hungover, I want you to spend half an hour to an hour actually thinking, what is it that I do? What is it that my company does? And what is it that we should be doing? Be agile. Think differently. Because if you're just like everyone else, you're never going to stand out, and neither are your clients. I want to thank you all very much indeed for listening to me prattling on. Thank you. And before I go on with the hoovering, do we have any questions? Is there anything that any of you would like to ask me? Because we've been having these question times at the end. And yeah, over here.
You hear me?
Ah, I can hear you now, yes.
I have a question regarding the measuring. So, for example, the Honda Civic, the commercial, how can you measure afterwards, after the commercial, what's the success of the commercial? So, how much how many cars were sold in I don't know, next 5 months or whatever period of time are you taking into consideration? So, how are you measuring after these kind of commercials? Yeah.
It's really difficult to measure anything with advertising.
I know, that's what I'm asking.
And I've got to say, I can't tell you exactly how they're doing it, but there are companies that are very much looking at trying to work out where the sale is coming from. And from that, I guess there could be ways of doing it so that from that, it would then take you to a page. The page would have some kind of token associated with it to know that where you came from. That would then lead you on to the next part, which is booking a test drive and going in. So you would be able to track it. Actually, it wouldn't be a difficult thing to track this. But you've actually hit upon something that I think is a far more pressing point for the industry. And that's to work out what the customer journey is and to work out what it is you want them to do. So if you know that your job, well, let's be honest, most job in marketing is to shift shit, isn't it? It's to sell more product. That's what we want to do. And what's kind of happening, I've found, as we've been splitting things up into our different silos in industries, is that people aren't actually driving to sale. They aren't actually pushing to that next stage. And that is a real problem. So to be honest, the measurement itself is completely worthless unless you know that you're measuring the right thing and that you're actually pushing people towards a sale. A lot of stuff is actually, certainly with advertising kind of stuff, is entertainment for entertainment's sake. And I think that social stuff was conversation for conversation's sake, a lot of it. And we need to make sure that the brands are actually going to get out of this what they want. So I don't know if I can answer your question specifically with in terms of being able to track this stuff and being able to get stats, but that's something you need to plan up front. And we need to make sure that we are actually trying to drive consumers in the direction that we want them to go. And then that we work out the right ways of measuring that. Because I've got to say that I think the industry is absolutely dreadful at that. They're very good at getting stats, but they're not great at getting the right stats. I don't know if that helps. Not way, really, yeah. But thank you.
Hey, Dave. Hey, here. Great show, man. Great show. Here.
Here.
Never mind. To the right. To the right.
To the right.
What's the secret? What's the secret behind all these examples? creatively? Like, how do people who are stuck in agencies, who are limited somehow, be able to actually come?
Ah, there you are. Hello.
Hey, man.
It's because you're not sitting down here. You're trying to confuse me.
No problem. No problem. So how do they? What's the secret behind all these examples? How would you like make a list of things that?
I think the most important thing is you've got the stuff over here, which is all talk about me, talk about me, talk about me, and you've got the stuff over here, which is add value to the audience. All of this stuff that we've shown is people who have the mindset of add value to the audience. And the other thing that I wanted to leave people with, I guess, here is to redefine who they are and to zag when everyone else is zigging, to be different. And if you've got the mindset of everyone else is doing this, so I'm going to react against that and do something that stands out, that's when you start to get work like this. So there's actually one of the most important things that you need to do when you're doing that is take the client with you on the journey. Because if you come up with stuff that the client isn't expecting, the client's not going to be able to buy it. So if you're wanting to do stuff like this, you have to take the client with you on the journey. And I think that that would be the main thing. So 3 points. Make sure that your attention arrow is 100% focused on the audience and adding value to them, rather than just talking about the brand. Making sure that you react against what everyone else in the market is doing, and making sure that you take the client on the journey. That'd be my 3 points. Great. We have to finish because, oh, hold on, it must be beer o'clock. Is it beer o'clock yet? Oh, 5 minutes. Thank you all very much. I'm going to run away now, and I'm going to try and grab a beer before any of you bastards. Is that okay? Thank you all very much. I love you. Woo.